I can't wait. There's going to be flags waving, street parties, kids cheering. It's going to be the biggest victory celebration of all time.
Well, the thing is, Mr. Walker, we've not quite won it yet, you know.
How much do you need?
No. Yeah, put it that way, the transfer deadline was, about 4 weeks ago. But, there's no need to panic.
No. Who have Man United got then?
They've got Sheffield Wednesday, then they've got Southampton, and then West Ham.
Right, and who have we got?
Newcastle and Liverpool. When I say there's no need to panic, we could maybe panic a wee bit.
Oh! I don't want the title to be won by some miserable, sour-faced Scotsman.
Well, make your mind up,
And this Colin Hendry thing hasn't helped, has it?
Oh, don't bring that up.
I told you, don't let him take the part of Pat Butcher in EastEnders. Would you listen? Oh, no. Jack Walker. Hey? Oh, it's the BBC. An interview for you.
Oh, interview?
Yeah. Okay, it's going to go right to the last game, isn't it? Who have they, Man United, got against West Ham? Oh, anyone can beat West Ham at Upton Park. And who have we got? Liverpool.
Well, don't worry about that game, because we've got the tactics worked out for the Liverpool match. Oh, it's Tim Sherwood. Come in, Tim.
There's a telegram. It's from Roy Evans.
From Roy Evans? What does it say?
It says, what kind of a favour?
Well, don't go flashing this about. I mentioned this little scheme to one of the other players, and they got very upset about it.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's got nothing to do with Roy Evans.
Fantasy Football League.
Scummer. This week we'll be recreating the moment when Dino was the most glamorous badger.
And we'll be saying a big hello to Pat Vanden Houwe.
Hello, I'm Pat Vanden Houwe.
Hello! But first, some things we noticed from watching football this week. Seems that no one at Norwich is prepared to listen to Chairman Robert Chase making excuses.
Well, I think two things. First of all, if you look at our average trading profit over 10 years, we've made £150,000 profit, excluding capital expenditure. So, buying and selling players is including normal trading.
Poor old Bobby Chase. And despite the pressures of the North London derby, Jerry Francis said he made a genuine effort to see eye to eye with officials during the game. What's he up to there, Jerry?
Yeah. And we've seen goalies ranting and raving at their defences, but in Greece this week, one goalie got so worked up that his body just couldn't take it.
Pressure.
Exploded.
Nerves here. And archive footage discovered this week reveals that Tottenham once tried to sign Peter Osgood.
Don't mention it, Lenny. There's one thing I think you ought to know. I'm not Jewish.
Well, don't worry, we'll make you honorary member of the synagogue.
Oh, as long as I don't have the operation.
Stato.
Sugar.
Stato.
And now it's time for my special VE News Round. With VE Day commemorations in full swing, there's no sign of Nick Hornby's defences being breached. But Frank's pincer movement may outflank Patsy and Parker. Nick's troops held their line, and with players like Bombardier Hutchinson firing the ammo, it looks like we'll meet again at the end of the season.
So every Friday.
Points were on the ration for Frank this week, but when Jurgen Klinsmann got behind enemy lines against Arsenal, his title hope soared. Tonight's guest, Parker, continued his raid up the table with twin strikes from his frontline pairing of Collymore and Unlerve. Nick Hancock remains on the borders of the title race. Despite this assist from Ewan Roberts, he surely has too much to do. With half of Joe Brand's squad out of active service, her challenge to finish last is going well. But Damon and Phil's continued decline may leave powdered egg on Joe's face.
Nice for that cheer for Klinsmann. That's the only time anyone called Jurgen has got a cheer during a VE Day celebration. Now, as you know, we get millions of letters coming to the show, and we had one letter, and someone said that they were watching the old England versus Scotland game from 1979, and they saw a fine example of the good old-fashioned body swerve. And, of course, that was just before she recorded Nothing Compares to You.
And still on the subject of people with no hair, we got a letter the other day from Edmund Burke. His real name, man lives in Dublin. And he's very keen on something that we did a couple of weeks ago, which was a joke involving Lombardo from Sampdoria. Let's just have a look at that again.
Yeah. We didn't just do it, we milked it.
We milked that gag until it was dead. And Edmund has written, though, I really like that Lombardo joke that you do, but could you please tell me the name of the tune that Lombardo dances?
That is a genuine letter.
Genuine letter. What joke do you think the Lombardo joke is, then, Edmund? He says, I've been chasing the name of this instrumental for years with no luck. Which is hardly surprising, what with being a bit of a moron.
And we had this, I was very pleased about this, we had a letter from Pete Langford. Now, Pete Langford, you might know better as Peanut, and he was in the Barron Knights, right, who we featured a few weeks ago. There's Peanut. Yeah. And he sent us a lovely colour photo of the Barron Knights for our war. But if you notice that there's a sort of a bearded Ron Atkinson in the Barron Knights. There he is.
It's the two noses, isn't it, that does it?
If Ron Atkinson had gone to Woodstock, that's what he would have looked like, I think.
Yeah. And I don't know how many of you regularly read The Sun. Obviously, we do a lot. But a few weeks ago in The Sun, there was this article about a man who they've described as the bus driver. Right? That's a bus driver who's having a sex change. And very clever, that's a very clever pun, you see, on bus.
Plenty of room downstairs? Sorry.
Yeah, on bus.
Marvellous.
Bus. And obviously that's nothing to laugh at there, because having a sex change is a very serious business, isn't it, Stato? Yeah. But Martin O'Connor from Essex pointed out that this man, if you look closely, is in fact Mark Hughes.
Oh, that's a very good spot. But I think my favourite lookalike of the week is... you all remember Valderrama, who plays for Colombia, who played in the World Cup. There's Valderrama. And there's a couple of blokes who write their names as V. Ross and D. Johnson from South Shields, and they said they were playing cards at work when they noticed Valderrama on one of the playing cards.
Oh, blimey, is that a doorbell?
Yeah.
Oh, well, straight away.
I wonder what sort of people play with cards like that.
Yeah, what sort of card game are they playing, do you think? Good Lord, it's Nick Hancock, I think, and Joe Brand.
The song's carrying on. Oh, God bless you. It's lovely to see you both.
Lovely to see you.
And you came on as Ian Rush and
Matthew Le Tissier, was it? Yeah. Looks like him.
I thought I'd be more likely to score.
Yeah, you probably guessed.
What was that? Yeah.
Jimmy Tarbuck in the audience. Can you believe it?
Yes. So it was actually Joe that played Matthew Le Tissier last week, which obviously you have given the game away.
I know, sorry.
But still. Mate, if you're going to heckle, timing, you'll find, is very important. And brains. So, anyway, it's been a mega footballing week. So, who's going to get relegated from the Premier League, would you say? What do you think, Joe? Have you been studying this?
Being a Palace fan.
Yeah, you must have crossed your mind.
Thank you. I think we're still in with a vague chance if they cut the legs off all the other teams and put them in dustbins on the pitch, really.
Well, it's South East London, so it could happen.
Yes.
Have you seen there's one of my lookalikes in the audience? Immediately behind the woman in the Arsenal shirt. Is it that? No, yeah, you, mate. Stop looking away as if it's not you. What do you think? I think so.
I think you're kidding yourself, Dave. Where's his
Dave.
big fat neck?
How dare you?
Dave, he's a lot more attractive than you are, mate.
Yes,
I rather
agree
like
with
you. Then again, I rather like anything that's got a penis, but they...
You've offended Stato now.
Has he not got one?
Nick, you were in, for anyone else, you were in an evening with Gary Lineker.
I was.
Weren't you, the original stage production.
Yes, and then happily left out of the more lucrative film version.
A great football drama. So there was a film in the 30s called The Arsenal Stadium Mystery. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
For me, the mystery is just why anyone should want to go there. But we've got We do have a clip here from the Arsenal Stadium Mystery which shows exactly what half-time talks were like in the 1930s.
Yeah, listen, boys. OK, all you've got to do is to quicken up in this second half, and you've got to absolutely beat. I know you're all a bit nervous. There's nothing in the world to worry about, see?
I think you're doing a football drama. We're going to have Stephen Fry as the manager.
What do you think? Would you manage a football team, Joe?
Yeah, because I could be a good sort of Ron Atkinson lookalike, I reckon, you know. Just
Oh, no.
Robert Maxwell. Derby fan. I deliberately keep my weight up so a tosser like you doesn't fancy me.
You're ready for the job. Oh dear! You never see any.
What?
The fans are never quite real, are they? In the drama.
That reminds me of something. Keep going.
I went to Stoke were playing on a Sunday. I went to see QPR play Norwich. This was this season, I think, beginning of the season, or maybe in last season. And Crook was coming down to take a throw in, right? And there was this like Neanderthalic QPR fan standing behind me, or sitting behind me. And when Crook got there, he was right dead near to us, about to take the throw in. And this bloke leant across. He was on his own, obviously, and he went, "Crook! You're a crook!" And then he looked around. I thought of that, me.
I was leaving a game. We'd just lost 2-0 to Notts Forest, and we'd been pissed all over. And I think it's my turn to talk. And we played very badly. This is at the Hawthorns, obviously. And as I was leaving, an announcement came over the loudspeaker, and it said, "Mr. So-and-so, your wife has just given birth to a baby boy in Sandwell District Hospital." And this bloke behind me said, "Oh, poor bleeder," he said. "He's had to sit through this rubbish, and now he's got to go home and make his own tea." True story.
Well, I'm going to tell a true story. I was going to QPR Chelsea last week.
You're leaving?
No, I'm going to go in a minute, obviously. But this bloke came up to me and he went, "Oi, Dave, I'll tell you what you want, because you're always filming those Phoenixes in Europe and stuff. You want this translator, this pocket translator thing, right?" So I said, "All right, well, show me if it works." He said, "All right, give us a word," right? So being inventive, I said, "Football," right? And so he typed in football, and then he said, "All right, I can tell you what that is in Spanish." So he pressed the Spanish button, and it came up, white, then question mark, right? Obviously, I bought it, right? He said it was 10 quid, right?
This is true.
This is true. No, he said it was 9 quid, right? He said it was 9 quid. It's absolutely true. So I gave him a tenner, and obviously I wanted some change, and he didn't have any change with him. So instead he gave me this, which is a free tape that you get with Vox, right? And a pair of his pants. Can you believe that? Absolutely true.
But you do wear them, do you?
No, I don't. I never worn them in my life.
You do wear them.
Never worn them ever.
I bet 10 quid says you have worn those pants.
All right,
Before the end of the show, I will come up with evidence that Dave has worn those pants. Then 10 quid, right?
All right, then.
You know, when you see football in football dramas actually played, why do you think that always looks so terrible?
Because it's a bunch of poncy actors playing.
Exactly. They don't use footballers, do they?
Do they pick actors who can play football?
No, they pick actors that can walk.
Well, they picked Sylvester Stallone in Escape to Victory, didn't they?
Maybe in goal, though, wasn't he?
I don't know who cast that. Graham Taylor, presumably.
When we were at school, we used to talk about kids. If kids played in goal and they were really rubbish, we used to talk about them doing what we called Weetabix dives. Do you remember Weetabix dives, right? And we got the idea of the Weetabix dive from this advert. This is the real advert.
Weetabix and hot milk. Square meal nourishment for them all. Made for the whole of the week at Weetabix.
Fantastic.
Definitely a hint of the Grobbelars about that one, wasn't there?
Can we just see the Weetabix dive one more time in slow motion? Worth seeing. Here it comes.
It'd be a great save for a much higher ball, though, wouldn't it?
Perhaps he had very, very slow reflexes and he was saving a shot from much earlier in the game. It was just going onto the bar.
So, Paul Merton was in the evening with Gary Lineker, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Eventually. Didn't take your part, he took another part.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, but we were watching Southampton versus Spurs the other day.
Oh,
We thought we saw Paul Merton in the crowd reading a newspaper. There he is. Sort of Paul Merton crossed with the Dulux dog.
Stato, what's your favourite football drama?
Well,
I think the 79 Cup final was great. I thought that was one of the most dramatic matches.
What?
79 Cup final.
No, drama, Stato.
Yeah, that was drama. You can't beat the real thing. I thought the game on Wednesday was
No,
great.
but a drama with actors.
Yeah,
about
well, I
football.
thought this was a dramatic match. I know what you mean, and I interpret it the way
I
I
think
want
you
it.
do know what we mean, actually. Stato's interpreted the way he chooses. Can you hear music?
Who is it? Oh, it's Parker.
Oh, I'm knackered before I start.
Parker, you've arrived on a space hopper.
Yeah.
Thunderbird 14.
Yeah, never used
A
it.
bit uncomfortable.
Thank God
it's-
for that. I thought you had a terrible cyst.
Good evening, Miss Jo. I've got a proposition to make to you. Yeah.
Well, it's a more attractive one than anything that will come from you lot, I'm sure.
Oh, thank you, Miss Brand.
Go on, Pa.
No, the thing is, my goalkeeper, Nigel Martin, he's got done something to his digit. It's fractured, you see. So I'd like to take you on my playing staff as a reserve goalkeeper, because they won't get much past you, my dear.
Oh. So you just wanted to insult Jo? Then?
Oh,
Yes.
no, I'm
Shall
very
I,
fond. I think she's a very funny lady.
Shall I go and get you some scissors, Joe?
Well,
Yes, Miss Brand.
you're a bit small for my sort of liking, but do you know how to vibrate very fast?
Miss Brand.
Looks possible.
It's
Are you making permutations of a carnal nature?
No, I'm thinking of shoving you up my vagina. Sorry.
That's fine.
Say that. That'll be edited out, won't it?
Well, I think we can...
Lady Penelope, help!
Just try yes, milady.
Not bloody likely.
Let's have a look at your team, Parker.
Okay.
Because it's actually well placed to do well at the moment. It's
Not
about
half,
fourth,
yeah. Yeah, we're doing
but
all
it's
right.
the on-form team.
It's the on-form team. We're coming with a late rush, if you
I think that was what Joe was thinking about.
Oh,
Saved by the third goal.
well, I'll ask him. Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're still working, but yeah, International Rescue. Yeah.
Oh.
That's Brian Little for you.
Joe, let's have a look at your team.
Shall we?
You know, one thing about Paul Dickov, though, I'll tell you this, I think he took one of the worst penalties ever taken. Look at this.
Dickov against Ramble.
Honestly, I think that's probably the worst penalty of all time.
I don't know if it's the worst penalty of all time. What about this one? So, Nick, let's have a look at your team.
Okay.
There it is.
I've made the mistake of concentrating on the cup, unfortunately.
You've got Gary Kelly.
I've got Gary
who
Kelly.
is a good player, in fact. And he, if you might remember, Gary Kelly won our lowest header of all time competition. Do you remember that? Let's have a look at that winning header. Here's Gary. Incredible, but you won't believe this, but a few weeks ago, Gary Kelly actually took a few inches off his own record. Here's look, Jason Wilcox. Kelly ready to tackle. And wait for it. A stationary ball on the ground.
Didn't get much power on it. And
you're very tanned, Parker, by the way. Have you been away?
He always looks tanned.
Sun lamp, Mr. Bladderall.
Sun lamp?
Yeah. I like keeping it in a pink condition.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't get singeing yourself. You know?
Oh, no.
But you carry it off well.
Thank you very much.
God bless you. Yeah.
Okay.
We're getting on well, me and Parker.
And now,
You never know, you might quit this show and I'll, you know.
And now.
See him now.
Look, stop it.
With his little legs over the side.
What's next, David?
And now. Felix on the flag. No!
Imagine his little thin neck.
Yes, milady. And now.
You rang?
Hey?
Yeah, sorry.
What did you say?
You rang?
You rang?
Yeah,
You rang,
that's the cliche.
Oh, how soon they forget.
I'm going to stop crying in a minute. And now, Phoenix from the Flames in Europe. This week we go to Palma to meet the Dino that wasn't in the Flintstones.
Ho solo 10 minuti perché poi dobbiamo giocare la partita contro il Wimbledon.
So, Dino, we're here to recreate Italy versus Norway from the 1994 World Cup.
Sì, il nostro portiere è stato espulso, noi abbiamo avuto molte ferite, però io ho segnato 1-0, è andata bene.
Yeah, but I have to tell you, Dino, of all the Phoenixes we've ever done, this is the one we're most excited about.
Grazie, ma però non credevo che una nostra partita di calcio avesse così molto interesse nel vostro campionato.
Oh, no, really. Anyone who watched World Cup Grandstand that night will remember it for the rest of their lives.
And in a World Cup which seems to be catching everyone's imagination, what on earth is it doing for these two football fantasizers, Frank Skinner and David Baddiel? Their views also at half-time.
Palla ferma inattiva, ha crossato, io sono saltato sopra 3 difensori, colpito di testa, poi sono andato a esultare sotto il culo dell'Italia.
Oh, Baggio! It's a goal! It's Dino Baggio!
Dopo che ho segnato il gol mi ricordo che mancavano quasi 20 minuti alla fine e io mi ricordo che mi sono presi i crampi. Sia a me, poi ho preso Baresi, ho preso Maldini, ha preso anche qualche altro giocatore, mi ricordo tutti i giocatori coi crampi in campo.
Okay then. Well, look, you be Dino Baggio, and we'll be the Norwegians.
Ok, va bene.
Well, Jostein, 20 minutes to go. We're 1-0 down. What shall we do?
Well, let's assess the situation.
Gentlemen, what are you making of it?
Well, I thought it was the best goal I've ever seen. But then I do support West Brom.
Yes, but even when the Italians play badly, they still manage to produce a bit of magic, as they say in Italy. White?
By the way, Bob, I've got this new series starting soon, which is going to be absolutely massive. It's called Gag Tag.
Hey? That's 10 quid you owe me.
Yeah, but you're me. What did you think of it then, Bob?
Non mi importa, me ne vado alla ITV.
One of the things about doing that, Felix, in Palmer Stadium is that there's a bunch of old blokes, pensioners, who go along to Palmer Stadium and just sit there. They just sit around in the stadium with nothing to do.
They let them in free.
Yeah, they let them in free.
Which the pensioners think is great, but there's nothing happening.
Yeah, you know, pensioners sit in the library and stuff. They just sit on the pitch, and because we were there, it was the most exciting thing that had ever happened, and see how they reacted.
They saw Dino.
Forza Parma! Forza Parma! Forza Parma! Forza Parma! Prego! Dino!
Thanks to Joe and to Nick, and of course to Parker.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Parker. Next week's guests are David Blunkett and the Loch Ness Monster. Can't be them already, can it?
Who do you think this will be?
I don't know, really. Goodness me. Absolutely gorgeous. Have you come as the bus driver, Jeff?
No.
Of course, Mark Hughes, ladies and gentlemen, of course.
We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. Sing on me. So will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. You won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as soon as I go, I will sing in this song. Everybody! We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know where.